so I didn't go into this expecting a classic, but I was hoping Spark Joshi might turn some heads in Vegas. But what happened instead? Well, they gave me plenty to break down. Let's get into it. Spark Joshi's Lady Luck card in Vegas wasn't built up as a blockbuster, but it still carried weight. It kind of felt like a quiet opportunity, a chance to introduce themselves to a broader audience, pretty much staking their claim in a new market, and maybe spotlighting a few key names. But instead of making a statement, the show mostly meandered. Even with a couple of good matches near the end, the pacing, match quality, and energy just wasn't there. So let's talk about where it fell short, and whether anything stood out enough to salvage this show. Hazuki vs Lena Kross for the Spark Joshi title. So this was easily the best match on the show. Hazuki had full command, and to her credit, Lena Kross rose to the occasion and followed very well. But for a world title match, it was just good, not great. So while this match ended the show on a good note, it was capped off on a show that haven't earned that finale feeling. This gets 3 3/4 stars. Saki vs Dynamo for the Atlantic title. I thought for the most part this was pretty crisp and well timed. Saki controlled the rhythm, and Dynamo kept up for the most part. And it felt like a rare moment where everything was clicking, but it didn't push beyond very good. I was just waiting for that last gear to kick in. So in a vacuum, it's a match that had its place, but was just missing that little bit of oomph in it. This gets 3 3/4 stars. Ram Kaicho vs Vert Vixen for the Pacific title. So I thought that setup with interference made sense for Vert's win. I just didn't like the execution of it, and this made the finish feel a little bit more awkward than what it needed to be. So sure, it advanced the story, but the payoff didn't feel satisfying enough. This gets 2 3/4 stars. Siri and Zoe Lucas versus Jada Stone and Starlight Kid. Now this was a solid tag match. I thought everyone played their role, the pacing held up, and pretty much everyone looked sharp for the most part. But it didn't leave a real impression on me. I pretty much just thought this was just a match that just filled its time and moved on. So it worked for what it was, but it didn't elevate the card. This gets 3 stars. Momo Watanabe vs Brittany Blake vs Azumi vs Jocelyn Navarro. So yeah, this 4-way did not connect. This felt rushed, no type of rhythm, no standout moments. I was just like, what is this? But it was placed early enough not to hurt the show's momentum too much. So at least that's one positive, but that's it. This gets 1.5 star. Aja Kong and Kyoko Inoue vs Maya World and Nightshade. Let me first off by saying, respect to Aja Kong and respect to Kyoko Inoue. But this was hard to watch. The pacing dragged, and there were clear execution issues throughout. This was just not it. This gets 1.5 star. So there were glimpses of what Spark Joshi could be when it came to the Atlantic and the world title matches. Basically, when the right talent had the time and structure, things clicked. But the undercard never found its footing, and the overall pacing undercut whatever momentum the main event tried to build. So while a couple of matches were almost great, the show as a whole felt like a missed opportunity. This gets a 6.75 out of 10. Now, did any match hit for you more than it did for me? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you like this review, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, and share this video out with your friends. And for that, I'll see y'all later.